So, the parable of the stonecutter. Now, once there was a stonecutter, and one day he was cutting a stone, just chopping away, chop, 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 cracking away at this huge ass boulder. When he looks to the left, and he sees a merchant. And the merchant has so much money. He has all of these nice things, all of these amazing trinkets. Everybody loves him because he's got everything that everybody needs. And he sits there and he's like, man, I wish I was the merchant. And miraculously, he becomes a merchant. And everybody comes to him. Everybody needs him. And he's got all this money. And he is wealthy. He's happy. He's got everything that he's always wanted. But then, what happens? A high official comes by, and he's being carried by servants. He's got a gong. You know, everybody has to bow down to him. And he's like, God, I wish I was him. If I was the high official, I would be the happiest. And then all of a sudden, he's the high official, and everybody has to bow down to him, and everybody hates him, and everybody fears him because he has so much power and control. And then, eventually, he's in that little carriage, and they're just carrying him around, and he gets extremely hot, and he looks up at the sun, and he's like, the sun's more powerful than me. God, I wish I was the sun. Then he becomes the sun. And as the sun, what happens? Well, a storm cloud comes, blocks out the sun. So nobody's, being tortured by the heat anymore. And since nobody's being tortured by the heat, he's like, God, what's stronger than the sun? Must be this rain cloud. I wish it was the rain cloud. So all of a sudden he's the rain cloud, and he's just slashing rain and sleet and snow down on everybody. He's so powerful. And then all of a sudden the wind comes and pushes that cloud away, turns it into basically nothing. He's like, jeez, I wish it was the wind. And all of a sudden, he's the wind, and he's pushing everybody around, and everybody hates him. And, oh, the wind, blast this wind, feared, until he runs across something he can't move, this completely unmovable object. And he looks over, what could this be? And it's a huge rock. And he's like, I wish I was this rock. Then I would be the strongest. I would be the best if I was this rock. So he then becomes the rock. And he towers over everybody else, and he's strong, and nothing can be stronger than him. He's the rock. And then all of a sudden he starts feeling this hitting, this incessant little tap, 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 tap. He feels himself being changed. What could do this to this rock? What could do this to me? I'm the most powerful. So the rock looks down. What does he see? A rock cutter. A stonemason. I think what it's saying is we have everything we need to be, everything we ever wanted to be. We were created to be what we are. And by always wishing to be something else, that's it. You'll always be wishing to be something else.